Okay, this poem is entitled Nespa. On my redwood roll-top desk, a world I should not even try to explain, a housewarming gift. We were given a hanging terrarium globe. Our friend felt badly that its neat, meticulously fashioned topography had been disturbed in transit. The tiny assemblage of succulents, while shifting them back into their comfortable fit, it occurred to me how they feed, how they dream. Cyclical presence, they are not fighting. Bulbous glass enclosure, less safe than it sounds due to the gaping hole in the front. I consider my brain, your brain, and my biology, your biology, and that without such, I would not be able to consider much of anything. Invisibly small strands of nucleic acid, paired with 31 years of encounters, chances lost, lost child encountered. I am my ecosystem, indivisible from the other, which does not exist. Not sphagnum moss, activated charcoal, soil, lichens and ferns, not succulents, but choices. What would it mean to make a choice completely independent of your brain? Except that the ghost in the machine is a lie. I am indivisible. Certain myths, for instance, choice, are like my globe terrarium. This one's called Half Brain. I say shifting, you say later, and another word, overwhelm, is a verb that buries beneath a huge mass. I say something pertains to stars being a certain questionable distance from Earth. For sure, perhaps, enough, I say. Bones creak under layers of fascia. C4 and C5 rant and rave and radiate into shoulder, elbow, fingertips, cuticles. Cerebral cortex means to even out the obvious. I say hurt, you say crickets are like a jumping and chirping thing, only half committed. I say crane, and you do, your neck. I say division. I say, how doesn't gravity keep your feet deep-rooted in mud, not like a noun, like quicksand, but like particles of matter, forced. You say Aristotle said something, like doing nothing and saying nothing, and I say that's bullshit. None of us really, I certainly don't know. This wouldn't be such a dilemma if I were a dolphin. Unihemispheric, slow-wave sleep with half their brain. Not such a dilemma. Able to sleep. And not say you. Not say shiny linings. Make it okay, which it isn't. Maybe I'll say ouch. Maybe I'll say no. Or why. Or trouble. Or truth. Or disease. Maybe I'll say something to you, what I say to myself. We're running low on time, so I'll just skip to this one. This one's entitled, And Now I Know Where This Thirst Came From. I have inherited the burden of your rebellion, once affixed via biology, via protoplasm, via affection occasionally. I chip away at the trunk you insisted I consider truth above all other, which is a task larger than atmosphere, or poems, or me. I called you on the way to your funeral to ask if you would be there. As it turns out, you were not home or dead. A no-bodied casket left a note that you were in the Bahamas. That's what I heard from someone anyway, that there was a slaughter in your mouth, and I knew everyone who died in there. The last time we spoke was not the last time we spoke, which was long before that. Maybe 4 or 11 or 22 or 31 years ago, we broke into the birdcage silence, said something honest that no longer is. I would like to believe in reincarnation for you. I feel the breaking that occurs just before you know it's time to melt. I trust in the amalgamate experience which is bigger than language. Dear, when the slaughter in your mouth begins to work inward, let me know. I will try to call to check in. This last one is for Eric. This is called Some Things Had Remained the Same. The hairy woodpecker still prefers dead trees, excavating a minefield of trunk holes for acorn storage and modest crickets. The allay of the tarn, the musky, and the boulders, its inviting navy undercoat. Arctostophalos, he said, he was sure via the complicated smoothing and color that had a name. It didn't matter what my book said he knew. But the water. We made ourselves available at the same spot, still or moving, on or twining, into one another's underlayer, fascia thick and slow wanting. Anointed one another with creek rock instead, joked if we could still swim, pretending. Turned ourselves inside under to see our spores, meaning spires, under our cotton swathing. We are newly sprouted among bulk. We become the shade itself. Grow on the trunks tendrilic, twining self-extensions into a host. Meanwhile, I draw in my navel and unfasten from the interminable gnaw of tomorrow. But the water rifts on the margins of the Was Lake are numbered 1 to disturbing. 2 years ago, I asked him if any fish lived there. There are no questions between us. Thank whatever for the peeling, though, for the thin sheets that expose a green and silver buff, and me, madrone, needed to see that, needed to be sure of what open was, even if the leaves were too high to read. Some things had changed, others not, like us, being both, here and better, worse and different. The last one is short. Silhouette. After a death, the darkness forgets to light itself, a cobalt nature drenching all matter in oil spills and bereavement. Candlelight. Keep away from children means a pause, wishing I could be sure of my own reflection. Here means a moment. Graze the calloused edge of the box with the slender was tree, was aspens to be specific. Nude-bound fastening of russet splinters transmute into a blue little vestige of what used to be. It is sad that we think about the dead differently. I deliver this suckling flame to its host. The two was other things link. A determined smoke shoots up, mixing with the oil spill. The affair is brief and indecisive. 1, then 2, 1, then 2, 1, then 1. A relict wax nurtures the bastard flame, allowing it to nurse and sleep as it needs. The incumbent of light. Perspective, he used to say. It's all about the way you look at it. Oil spill sky, aspens, silhouette, the bones that settle in after. Thank you.
All right, guys.